All right, what I'd like to do, yes?
Is there any source of the Indiana Constitution?
I'm glad you asked that. I can't believe I forgot. I have if you go to wedeclare.wordpress.com, wedeclare.wordpress.com, you will find both the Indiana and federal constitutions with my annotations on them. Now, I will tell you that there are a lot of people out there now that are sort of teaching the Constitution, that teach Supreme Court cases, and they teach all kinds of stuff dancing around the Constitution. It isn't the Constitution. I really would like for you to read the words yourself. And, you know, listen to what everybody says about it. That's all good. It's all good to hear what other people say. But you got to read those words yourself. And I think the comments that I make in there are helpful. But, you know, what I'm really hoping is going to happen is we're going to open up a dialogue. And you're going to read my comments on the Constitution, and you're going to say, well, Andy, you know, it says this, but you say it means that, and I don't think there's a whole lot of room for argument when it comes to, you know, the federal Constitution. Maybe there's a little more with the Indiana Constitution, but we're not even at the point where we can discuss it yet until we've read these things with our own eyes. And we understand what it is that we're talking about. When we say we want constitutions, and we haven't read these things, we have the problem. We don't have any business talking about politicians being our enemy if we don't know what we want and we're not prepared to defend it. Because, you know, we live in a country that, frankly, we've been attacking everybody on the planet. We have our armies in half the nations of the world. Our guns are pointed at the other half. And we don't know what we're defending. That's a silly situation.
I didn't get the website address yet.
We declare, so it's, you know, WEDECLARE.WordPress. So just period.
WordPress?
WordPress. WRDPRESS.org. .com. In fact, if you just look up, if you just Google Andy Horning Constitutions, it'll take you there. Actually, if you just Google Andy Horning, you'll find constitutional zealot, constitutional weirdo, constitutional loser, all of the above. Yes, did you have a question? Well, that'll do. Under the Constitution, you may scratch your head. And in fact, you have all the rights. You know, let me just say one more thing. The First Amendment to the Constitution is really simple. In fact, all of it, you know, the Bill of Rights, they're all one sentence apiece. And so when somebody says, I'm a Second Amendment expert, you know, come on. We should all be experts in that sentence. That's one sentence. Anyway, the first Amendment of the Bill of Rights is Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion and prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Now, I won't read the whole thing, but basically 5, arguably 6 freedoms, all separated by the word and or at the very end. And so when you consider there's only one operative phrase, Congress shall make no law respecting, what that means is only Congress, according to Article 1, only Congress can make a law. It means nobody can make a law regarding the following freedoms. And if nobody can make a law on the following freedoms, then there can be no judgment in a court of law for anything related to this. There can't be any execution of anything related to these laws. It can't exist. And so, you know, really what this is a total ban on any federal authority in the matters of speech, religion, assembly, petition. And when you look at, you know, what that really means, you ask a journalist, what does the First Amendment mean to you? And they'll say, well, you know, clearly the government has no authority to tell me what I can, you know, do or what I can't do. And then you ask them, well, so what does, you know, freedom of religion mean? Well, clearly that means we can't have any religion. Government has to prohibit religion. We have to stop it. Wait a minute. Same operative phrase, same sentence. It was separated only by the word or. So if you think about what, you know, that First Amendment really means, and you combine that with the 9th and 10th Amendment, what that, you know, we don't have to say flag burning is freedom of speech. It's flag burning, and unless we amend the Constitution, you should be able to do it, frankly. Now, some of you might not like that. But we have all freedoms, including scratching your head, until somebody amends the Constitution to take that away. And that's the kind of stuff we should be clear on. We should understand our rights so that if somebody like Richard Lugar says, well, this treaty does this, no, you're wrong, buddy. I've read these constitutions and I know the limits of a treaty. And so when somebody says, well, the treaty has the effect of a constitution, only within the bounds of the federal charter. And that's as far as they can go. They can't make a treaty that affects you or you or you. Now, we should know that. We should be able to stand up against anybody who tells us that. And we should vote that way. So next time I run for office, Remember, I'm a one-trick pony. Constitution is all I do. And I have not voted for anybody who has won in the last 20 years. Because everybody, all you guys, but, oh, no, it's not you guys. In fact, I got to say, of the Tea Party people that I've met so far, probably, I've met, a far larger percentage of people who even knew who I am than I would find anywhere else in the general populace. And that's a good thing. But you got to work on your neighbors, too. And so what I'm really here to tell you is I want us to be the experts on constitutional rule of law. I want us to be the ones who can defend it, who can argue it, and point it out when we see it. And then I would like for us to be able to present that to our neighbor so he could say, you know what, that sounds good. It sounds like you're getting something from it, the liberals get something out of it, the conservatives get something out of it. Even if we don't know what those words mean, this was a contract that made sense and it worked. It was proven to work better than anything else ever tried. And I say we ask for it. Thanks.